I'm going to show you about editing text to make it look like our example. But the first thing I need to do is I've actually found a better picture for my print magazine, so I'm going to put it in. So to remove a picture, what you do is you click on it once and press delete, and I'm going to go and I'm going to place this new picture in that I've found. So remember, we go to place, so the one we want, open, click in the cell. That's a much better picture. It will go better with my colours. Anyway, okay, and I'd already edited that picture down using the same technique I showed you in the last one, the crop tool, to the exact size. Okay, so here we go. Right, let's have a look at some text. Right, here's my interview, the first interview that I've got. Okay, I've got it on screen. Okay, now let's just load up our example. So if that's load up, okay, zoom in. Okay, so let's have a look at the text. We can see here that we've got some quite text looks completely different to the way that it looks in here. So you can see that there's extra line spacing in here, the font's not the same, the way it's been laid out isn't the same, etc, etc. So what you're going to need to do is you need to edit this text and make it look similar. Now, what I did to find out how they do this is I actually called up the magazine company and asked them what size text they want and what size text they use and what size font they use for what style font they use, sorry, for their magazines. So if we have a look, you will see that on my one here, I've got a Kandara font and I've got a size 9 font size. So first of all, I'm going to select this. I'm going to go change the font up here to Kandara and change the size to 9. The next thing we're going to see is that we've got additional spacing in here, which we haven't got on our example. So what we need to do is need to get rid of that. Now, to get rid of that on Word, what you're going to do is select it all, go to Format, Paragraph, okay, and change the spacings to 0. Change the line spacing here to single, like that. And that'll start to condense our text a little bit, and we can see we've got that now. We need to put some enters in here to split these lines up. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm just splitting up the questions so they're on different lines. And we can see that what makes the questions is that they're a bit bolded in this interview. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, we see we've still got a bit of double spacing there. Getting into there, go Format, Paragraph. Change that to single, 0, 0, click OK. Sort that out at the end. Why is that doing that? Okay, we'll come back to that anyway. Okay, so we sorted out our spacing and stuff. Okay, and we can see that the way they've got the questions in here, they've got the first bit about the band is in bold, and the questions are in bold, the names are in bold, and everything else is in lowercase. So let's start to edit this. So the first question starts there, so make that all bold. There's Ed, that's the name, so put that on its own line. So italics, Tom, put it on its own line. Black to go with that, so it's bolded, and to change the colour is up here. The names are in black as well. And what we want to be doing is we want to be exactly copying the way that the magazine that we are trying to duplicate lays out their interviews. So that's bold, okay, etc, etc. What you should do is do this for the whole document that you will be using for yours to try and replicate this. Now what I've got, okay, is I'll show you my finished version. Here's my finished one, which looks basically exactly the same as an interview off here. I just missed that one there, didn't I? Missed that. So let's just change that. So it looks exactly the same. So what I'm going to do now with my finished version is I'm going to save this and I'm going to put it in to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock the graphics. I'm going to go to the text layer by clicking on it. What I'm going to go is File, Place, and I've got my interview. Go open. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place it into these boxes. And as you can see, I've clicked on it and it's placed it. Now, let's just zoom in so you can see that. Now it hasn't placed all the text. So what I need to do is I need to get the text to go into these frames here. So all you do to do that is that you take the red one at the bottom, which means there's additional text, and you drag it off, click it again, drag it off, click, click. Okay, now I can see that this is starting to take place. Now when we go into it, I need to edit the text a little bit. Okay. See, it's not all going to fit in there, so I might need to remove some. Or mine's a little bit too big. Yours should be precise, so I'm just going to remove a few bits just to make sure I get everything on the screen that I want for this. 2 secs. Take that out as well. And okay, just need one more bit to come out. There's actually another bit. So there's actually how much more text? I don't actually think there's much. There's a little bit more text on there, but for me, showing you guys an example, it doesn't really matter. So we can make that a little bit these as an example, because you will be getting this precise, and this is just for a tutorial. So there we can see now is that our magazine is starting to take place. Got a boulder, got our thing now, pictures, our text in these frames. The next tutorial, what we're going to do is talk about adding the big block text in there with our heading, and then after we've done that, we're going to go into adding the individual bits and some graphics up